Hey everybody, today is day 21 and the topic is a schedule. Hi everybody, I'm Cathy Naiser with the Naiser Real Estate Group here at Keller Williams Realty City View. Thanks for joining us on this KW Model 66-Day Challenge. Thoughts and questions. Today's topic is a schedule. Now, a schedule is a powerful tool to help you commit to following your business plan, to accomplishing your strongest goals and priorities so that you can hit your goals. So let's review just a little bit. First, a couple of days ago, we studied the GPS. And the GPS is your one goal and then three priorities, three big priorities. So if your goal is to close 50 transactions, three priorities will be the different things you need to do, the big things to get to that 50. So maybe it might be close 25 listings and close 25 buyers. And then another one might be leverage people and leverage technology. Because at 50 transactions, you're probably having people do that with you. And then under each of those three priorities, you would have 5 strategies. How am I going to get those 35 listings? How are we going to close those? And what are the strategies going to be to leveraging technology? And on each one of these strategies, remember, it's supposed to have a name, whose job that is, and by when. So it may have several people's names, say to create a level 7 open house program or maybe a virtual open house program in light of the COVID-19 changes in our world. And so what is a strategy? Who's going to do it and take care of it? So the GPS then dictates what's on your 411. So GPS, again, is like a planning. This is what we're going to do this year and who's supposed to do what. Then each person on the team does their 411. That's 1 year, 1 month. So it could be January of 2020, then February of 2020. Then you do another one for March of 2020. And then there are 4 weeks in the month. And you do, generally count 4 weeks. You do 1 week at a time. So you don't plan the whole weeks out. You do 1 week at a time based on my monthly goal and my yearly goal. Then what do I need to do this week to accomplish that? And that goes back to the strategies on the GPS. So the two things together work very well together. The third one now that you use, you turn these on the side, and that's what should show up on your schedule. So if your activities in your 411 say this week, I need to get this many appointments, or this week I need to create smart plans in command for all these contacts, then that should be showing up in your schedule so that your schedule helps you see where you and time block your commitments. It's where you put your time blocked items that are here, right, and your 20%. Those things should be in your schedule. Now in the 411 it says professional and personal. So there should be some personal things in there too. So in that way, your schedule really helps you have a life worth living. So how committed are you? I've heard Gary Keller tell the story of someone who possibly could go to their own wedding, and when they're saying their vows, saying, honey, I'm going to really, really try to be faithful. I'm going to do my very best and to try to be honest and to try to be a good wife or a good husband. I'm going to give it my all. I'm going to try and give it everything I've got. Now, what would you feel like on the other side on the receiving end of that vow? Would that sound like a vow? Would it sound like a commitment to say, I'm going to try at being faithful? I'm going to try at being monogamous? No. In fact, they'd probably walk away from you at the altar. So to make a commitment with your schedule means to make that strong of a commitment that says, I'm not going to try to follow my schedule. I'm committed to follow my schedule. So when you look at your schedule, first of all, do you have a schedule? And it isn't in a way that you can follow it and see it. So the other day I created a schedule because I wasn't having a good one during this COVID-19 restructuring. And I wrote it down on a spreadsheet, but I didn't put it on my calendar. And so each day I'm not seeing those activities. So now I'm going to put my schedule on my calendar so I can see, and so can everybody else on my team, what I'm supposed to be doing at that time. So when you look at your schedule, does it have your 20% activities? The ones reflected on your 411. Need to go back and do it? So if the 411 says these tasks have to be done, then are those tasks in your schedule? Like what time are you going to be working on those contacts? And what time are you going to be working on that project? When are you going to schedule it? So what is not in your schedule right now that should be? What is it that's not in your schedule that if it was in your schedule would help you be more successful and more productive? And do you have relaxed time in your schedule? Do you have some of those personal things in there? If you have a day off that you're supposed to go do something with your kids or your spouse, is that in your schedule? You know, Gary, when he creates his schedule, he talks about the one thing. The first thing he does is he goes and plans off all of his days off and all of his vacations for the whole year. Then he plans all the conferences and things he can't, he has to go up and show. And then he works out the rest of his schedule. He starts with the day off. So when do you look at your schedule? And do you look at it every day in the morning before you get going? And maybe throughout the day? Or do you ever look at it? Do you have notifications? So it can say, boom, do this now. And if what's in your schedule are the right things, that your 20% activities, how accountable are you being to follow that schedule? It's the small activities, right? Is your schedule your boss? So what's one thing you could do today to get your schedule more in line with your goals? Hey, this is Cathy Naiser. Today was day 21. I'll see you tomorrow on day 22. Have a great day.